Dr. Bevan Morris, Maharishi University of Management, USA. He is presenting a unique theme in front of all audience in this hall, a model of modern Vedic living in the heart of America. Really, that is a very, very unique. Please seriously listen and think again and again, over and over. Dr. Bevan Morris has worked with the worldwide organization of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi for 46 years, beginning in Rishikesh in 1969. He has been president of Maharishi University of Management in Fairfield, USA, America, for 35 years, and Prime Minister of Global Country of the World Peace since 2005. He hails from Australia and was instructed in Transcendental Meditation by Maharishi in Sydney in 1967. Dr. Morris is a graduate of Cambridge University in the UK 1975 and received the first doctorate ever granted by Maharishi European Research University, Switzerland 1979. And working under the Maharishi's direction, he has lived in and visited 120 countries, speaking to President, Prime Minister, and other senior governmental leaders, and to top educator and business leader. So now, with the big clapping, welcome and listen this lecture.
Thank you very much, Swamiji. Revered Shankaracharya Maharajji and revered Maharaj Adiraj Rajaram, honored organizers, saints, scientists, and all the great souls present here today. My topic is Maharishi University of Management in the US as a model of modern Vedic living in the heart of America. In Iowa, in the heart of the United States, there is a very special campus with such a sweet, harmonious, blissful feeling. And this is Maharishi University of Management, the first consciousness-based educational institution in the world. It was founded in 1971 by the great Vedic sage of India, His Holiness Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who came out from Uttarkashi in the Himalayas in 1955 to bring the ocean of Vedic wisdom to the world. The unique curriculum of Maharishi University of Management was designed by Maharishi on the basis of the eternal Vedic wisdom. On this special campus, education is Atma-based, enlightenment-based, Ved-based education. All these buildings I'm showing, by the way, they're all buildings constructed perfectly according to Vastu Vidya. The result of consciousness-based education, academic excellence, development of consciousness, unfoldment of creativity, and a high quality of life of the students and faculty in harmony with natural law. We have students from 80 countries on campus, and they live together as a world family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The reason for this is the golden domes at the heart of our campus. The Maharishi Patanjali Golden Dome for the men, students, and faculty, and the Begumberni Golden Dome for the lady students and faculty. Here, the students come to practice the profound technique of transcendental meditation together twice a day to experience their inner silence, the treasure that is within every human being, which is Atma, the unbounded self. This technique is simple and natural and easy to learn and practice, and produces high coherence of the brain waves for higher states of consciousness. The students also learn the Advanced Transcendental Meditation City program, including yogic flying. Maharishi has taught the students to think and act from Atma, the self, so that their thought, their soft thought, is powerful, creative, and harmonious, and so that they receive the support of natural law to fulfill their desires, and they create waves of coherence and harmony in national consciousness. Yogic flying produces even more intense brainwave coherence. Maharishi has revealed that higher education today, everywhere in the world, develops only part of the brain. This is because of the segmented approach in which students focus on specific fields of natural law like physics, mathematics, management, or computer science, and therefore only enliven specific parts of the brain and never the total brain. Consequently, students' total creative potential and intelligence remain undeveloped. Neuroscientists have alerted us to the harmful effects of this partial brain development through segmented education. It creates functional holes in the brain. Functional holes in the brain are the cause of all the misbehavior, all the violations of natural law, and all the problems and failures in the world. This inadequate education is the root of all the problems and suffering governments spend billions trying to reverse. Only the experience of inner silence, transcendental consciousness, pure consciousness, Atma, the self, awakens total brain functioning. Maharishi says, fragmented, intellect-predominant education in universities today does not utilize the total creative potential of the brain. Utilizing only a small part of the brain, such education over time disables other parts of the brain from functioning. Through consciousness-based education, Maharishi University of Management takes away the inadequacies of education by offering total knowledge to unfold the total brain potential of everyone, so that man may use the full creative potential with which he is really born to live perfection in life. Maharishi. Consciousness-based education is just Vedic education, the most ancient educational system, the complete education given in the ancient India. 7 volumes of scientific research confirming all of these benefits and effects. Any serious person must look into this. Especially this effect on improving the style of brain functioning. Professor Nikolai Nikolaevich Lyubimov, for example, at the Brain Institute in Moscow, has demonstrated that transcendental meditation optimizes the brain functioning, which allows the student to use the hidden reserves of their brain potential. And this increases creativity, learning ability, moral reasoning, intelligence, and grades. Other research findings about transcendental meditation increase wakefulness, decreased anxiety, increased calmness, increased tolerance in secondary school students, increased creativity, holistic improvement in intellectual performance, decreased hospital admissions in all categories of disease, increased self-actualization, increased enlightenment, and increased self-development. The graduates of Maharishi University of Management, 38% of them are in the top 2 categories of human development. In American society generally, only 2%. So in the graduates of MUM, it's about 20 times what it is in the American society generally. Transcendental meditation, Maharishi brought to light with the inspiration of his Gurudev, Brahmanand Saraswati, the Jagat Guru Shankaracharya of Jyotirmat in the Himalayas. And it is not a concentration form of meditation. It is not a contemplation form of meditation. It's different. Concentration meditation produces fast gamma brainwaves. Contemplation forms of meditation produce slow theta waves. But these brain waves are just ordinary, normal brain waves. Whereas when we're at the surface thinking level of the mind, whereas when we practice transcendental meditation, we go from the surface thinking, active, noisy level to more and more silent levels of the mind in the process of transcending until we reach transcendental consciousness, samadhi. And this automatic self-transcending produces alpha waves in the 8 to 10 hertz range with very high level of coherence. One other great advantage of having all the schools in India introduce this program is that the students practicing this technique together create intense waves of positivity and coherence in collective consciousness. So in their village or town, the quality of life will improve, and that will be measured by declining crime and violence, by strong economic progress, and greater social harmony. And this especially if all the students practice the yogic flying technique collectively. Dr. Jose Luis Alvarez will speak to us tomorrow. He has organized 50,000 students in Latin America to practice yogic flying in Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru, and other countries. It's an incredible wave that is passing through Latin America and spreading from there to the whole world. It would be easy for the Education Department, the Human Resource Development Department of India, to introduce consciousness-based education and give the opportunity for students to experience the limitless potential creativity of their total brain. 20 centuries of suffering are enough for the world. In the 21st century in India, everyone can use the total brain and end suffering, and India then the lighthouse to the whole world. Let this international conference to re-establish Vedic India herald the dawn of this new era. Maharishi, as a world teacher, has made meditating effortless and easy for everyone, even 10-year-old children, through the technique of transcendental meditation. Maharishi used to say, "It is my joy to make difficult things simple." Dr. Fred Travis will speak tomorrow, here he is in this picture, and do an actual live demonstration of someone practicing transcendental meditation, and you'll be able to see the instantaneous change in their brainwaves to extremely high coherence. And the same also with listening to the Vedic pundits doing their Vedic recitations from within the field of silence. What Dr. Travis will explain is that when we practice TM, restful alertness is experienced. Restful alertness activates the prefrontal cortex, which is the chief executive officer of the brain, responsible for all these elements up on the screen. You see here, Raja Hagelin referred to it also, during the TM practice, fantastic level of brainwave coherence, and especially in the CEO of the brain in the frontal cortex. It's such a change for the whole society when the children begin to experience that. Maharishi had also asked that our university have a brain integration report card. So in addition to academic reporting, you can see as you go through years of study in the university how your brain functioning is becoming more powerful, more coherent, more strong. The watchword of Maharishi University of Management that Maharishi gave us is from Rig Veda, 10th Mandala, Nivartadvam, transcend. This is the direction of the Rig Veda. And Lord Krishna gives the same direction. Nistre Gunyo Bhav Arjun, chapter 2, verse 45. Be without the three gunas, O Arjuna. Be settled in the transcendental state of life, freed from duality, ever firm in purity, independent of possessions, possessed of the self. This is Lord Krishna's direction to Arjuna, transcend. And then, 3 verses later, Yogastha Kuru Karmani, established in yoga, in union, in transcendence, in the self. Perform action and then have unlimited success. And then right at the end of Bhagavad Gita, after the teaching to Arjuna for 2 hours by Lord Krishna, Arjuna says finally, Smritir Labdha, I have regained memory. Memory of who I am. I am the unbounded, the immortal, the blissful, the invincible self. This realization is the very essence of education, of true education, of Vedic education. At our university, Maharishi University of Management, we are so grateful to India for Maharishi and his Master Gurudev for the gift of transcending. Ours is a university where the ancient dictum of the oracle at Delphi in Greece, know thyself, is the everyday reality of everyone. The most precious knowledge that exists in the world is how to dive within and experience transcendental consciousness, the self, and then rise to freedom and fulfillment in enlightenment. The most precious knowledge is that. Maharishi inspired consciousness-based education to utilize different charts to make education better for the students. Unified field charts, which show how all fields of knowledge are based in the unified field. The totality of every discipline has its origin in the unified field. Again, Atma, Ved, as Raja Hegland has explained. And that this same reality is the consciousness of the student in its unified state. And the Damru chart, like the Damru drum of Lord Shiva, which shows how all fields of knowledge converge into the unified field and emerge from within it. And the Richo Akshare charts that take this master key verse of the Rig Ved, the Richo Akshare Parame Vyoman Yasmin Deva Adivishve Nishedhu, that the verses of the Ved exist in the collapse of fullness, the Kashara of Ah, in the transcendental field, the self, in which reside all the devas, the impulses of creative intelligence, the laws of nature, responsible for the whole manifest universe. Our faculty, under Maharishi's guidance, discovered in the different sections of this Rig Ved expression all the different aspects of every academic discipline that they teach. This is Dr. Bill Sands, the Dean of our College of Maharishi Vedic Science and a great Sanskritologist. The College of Maharishi Vedic Science offers bachelor's, master's, and PhDs in Maharishi Vedic Science, including a doctoral degree that requires the students to read all 40 aspects of the Ved and Vedic literature in Sanskrit. Takes about 2.5 to 3 years to do that, and then to report on the transformation in their consciousness that occurs from this. There are beautiful books also coming out from the College of Maharishi Vedic Science. Maharishi speaking on yoga, all his teachings about what yoga really means. Yoga, union, transcendence, and Ashtanga Yoga, and all the siddhis, the sanyama of Maharishi Patanjali Yoga. The Supreme Awakening, experiences of enlightenment throughout time. The history of enlightenment in the world is another one of their books. This one inspired by Maharaj Adiraj Rajaram, how consciousness is primary in every academic discipline. The ultimate definition of the College of Maharishi Vedic Science is Shivam Shantam Advaitam Chaturtam Manyante Sa Atma Sa Vigyayaha. This Upanishadic statement, the peaceful, the blissful, the undivided, is thought to be the fourth. That is the self. That is to be known. And in fact, Maharishi said, Vigyayaha means not only known, but known completely from knowledge, intellectual understanding, and perfect direct experience. This is the theme of this College of Maharishi Vedic Science and of our whole university. We have computer science, the largest master's degrees in the whole of the United States, and they are being hired by about 1,000 different companies in America because of the brilliance that they have, awakening the cosmic computer as their own brain and gaining academic excellence as well. Our research institute has received $24 million worth of grants from the National Institutes of Health of the US. Dr. Schneider, pictured here, one of the key researchers, will be addressing us tomorrow about all that research, including, as Raja Hegland pointed out, that the American Heart Association, reviewing all published research on reducing hypertension, found only TM has produced a significant effect through a natural means. And in the case of people already suffering from heart disease, after 5 years, those who practiced TM, 48% lowered rate of death, heart attack, and stroke. We have also received a grant of $2.3 million from the Department of Defense of the United States to study the effects of transcendental meditation on reducing the horrors of post-traumatic stress disorder suffered by over 500,000 American soldiers who came back from Iraq and Afghanistan. We are also just founding an international journal of mathematics and consciousness. Maharaja is the editor-in-chief and has written the first article and the introduction on the primacy of consciousness theory. The basic theme of this journal is Neha Nanasti Kinchana, from the Upanishad. Manifest diversity is unmanifest. There is nothing else. Or another way Maharishi translated this expression, consciousness alone is. And also the theme of the journal, Vedo Ham, I am the Ved, which is the nature of Maharaja's discovery. The famous movie director, Dr. David Lynch, has lent his support to our MA in film. Dr. Lynch also is responsible for about 300,000 children learning transcendental meditation. In the Golden Domes, extraordinary experiences are happening through the TM and the TM City program. And here is one such experience recently, one of hundreds such experiences. A high tide of infinite joy and bliss rises up with the speed of light as a golden glow settles in my heart. Otherness is gone. There is no other, just the self discovering itself after so many years. It is very filling. The feeling of fullness is impossible to quantify, to describe. It is there, immediate and overwhelming. We have at our university gathered as many as 8,000 yogic flyers with Maharishi in order to prevent a world war. This is the global effect that should be created from India, with at least 16,000 Vedic pundits practicing these technologies of yoga and yajna together to secure perpetual peace and global invincibility. Our faculty have verified the power of these programs to stop wars, and this to create the Maharishi effect, the field effect of consciousness, verified now by over 50 studies, and fulfilling the expression of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Tat Sanidao Varet Yagaha. In the vicinity of coherence of yoga, hostile tendencies are eliminated. And heyam dhukam anagatam. Avert the danger that has not yet come. Maharishi said every leader in society, including government leaders, should live by this preventive principle. Don't allow anything bad to happen anymore when the Vedic technologies of consciousness are available. The Maharishi School we have, kindergarten through grade 12, is one of the most outstanding academic schools in the United States, and they win competitions in speech, science, art, but they also have won more top 10 finishes in the global creativity competition than any other school in the world. But above all, visiting educators are astounded by the deep happiness and peace of these children and their enthusiasm for knowledge and attention span and their love for others. Maharishi said about these children, "In their intelligence will shine the world's most perfect wisdom." Our faculty have also created Maharishi Vedic City, the newest city in the state of Iowa, the first Vedic city outside India, where all the laws are Vedic laws. It includes a Vedic Pandit campus with 150 Vedic Pandits performing Rudrabhishek and invoking the Devatas. And every one of them is a yogic flyer, so that they perform their Vedic recitations from within silence, from within Atma, where Ved really actually exists. And so their performance is powerful, and as Maharishi told them, they recite low and slow from within that silence, and then they can hit any target anywhere on the world to take away problems and suffering. There is the Raj, Maharishi Ayurveda Clinic, offering Nadi Vigyan, Panchakarma, Yoga Asana, Maharishi Vedic Vibration Technology, Maharishi Light Therapy with gems. There has been altogether on MUM's campus and in Maharishi Vedic City $120 million of Vastu construction, all built ideally according to the rules of Vastu to be highly auspicious, fortune-creating buildings, beautiful houses, offices, classroom buildings, hotels. All of these buildings have been constructed with deep devotion to the principles of Vastu Vidya. And every one of the new buildings being constructed follows those principles. We have a Vedic observatory, our university does, to connect every individual who goes there to the flow of time and to the whole cosmos. Our university is the only organic vegetarian university in the world, and some of the food that is grown locally is recited to by the Maharishi Vedic Pandits. So we'll be hearing more about that Maharishi Vedic organic agriculture from Dr. Conhouse and Dr. Fagan. And just to finish with the joy of our graduations in the last years, Senator Tom Harkin, one of our two senators from Iowa, when he spoke to the graduating students and families, he said, "I do want you to know of the highest respect and admiration I have for this university and what you have done and become in Iowa, the nation, and the world, and for what I consider to be the best holistic approach to education, to wellness, and to life of any university anywhere on the globe." So this is the statement of a U.S. Senator and receiving his honorary doctorate. And this past year, Jim Carrey, the famous actor, came as our graduation speaker, practicing transcendental meditation for a long time. And he said to the students and faculty, "You are the vanguard of knowledge and consciousness, a new wave in a vast ocean of possibilities." And he told them that, as far as he was concerned, this was the most warm and most loving community in the world. Our commencement speaker for this year is Mr. Hatoyama, the former Prime Minister of Japan, who has been practicing transcendental meditation now for 25 years. Also, I would mention Mr. Abe, the present Prime Minister of Japan, has also been practicing transcendental meditation for 25 years. So Mr. Hatoyama will be coming for graduation ceremony on May the 23rd. It's been mentioned already that in consciousness-based education, in Vedic education, the knower, the knowing, and the known are simultaneously developed to give total knowledge by giving the experience of the self to the student and awakening the limitless potential of their consciousness. We have now actually consciousness-based education having spread from Iowa to 60 countries. One of them is South Africa. This is our sister institution in Johannesburg. So it's happening all over the world, including in India. And I wanted to mention also that one of our senior administrators had a chance a couple of years ago to meet Mr. Modi at his office in Gujarat when he was chief minister and present to Mr. Modi Maharaj's book, Human Physiology, Expression of Veda and Vedic Literature, which he has studied avidly. And of course, Mr. Modi knows all about Maharishi's teaching, having met Maharishi as well. This past summer also, the World Assembly of Vedic Studies held its annual meeting on the campus of our university in our hall, as you see here. 71 Vedic scholars came from India and other places for this annual meeting that was held at MUM. So, consciousness-based education is now a modern scientific reality, but we all know that actually it's just ancient Vedic education of India. That's all it is. And Maharishi has brought that ultimate gift of India, the unfathomable depth of the ancient Vedic wisdom, to the whole world, every corner of the world. Maharishi took the enlightenment of his great master to everyone on earth. Such a beautiful thing he did, so compassionate. He made it simple for everyone to practice and to understand it in scientific terms. So it's ready to go into all the schools of India right away. Maharishi said, Maharishi University of Management in Fairfield has already created an ideal spot, an oasis in the desert of the whole world. That highly intensified, pure atmosphere of Fairfield will raise that light of purity which will disallow ignorance to remain in any part of the world. I encourage everyone to come and visit, even when you are 30, 40 kilometers away from the campus. You start to feel the rising sweetness and bliss and softness and liveliness of Devata that is coming from that campus. It's not to be missed to have that experience and to see what is possible to do, and if it can be done in America, in Iowa, it can certainly be done in every corner of Ved Bhumi Bharat without any delay whatsoever. And Maharishi at this point, I think, would say to us that by tomorrow afternoon, we need a practical action plan, what to do out of this conference. Because we don't want to just be talkers, that we're all talking and it's all very nice. We have to do something. So by tomorrow, let's make a plan. Let's design it and let's begin it from tomorrow, so this conference has a real meaning for restoration, re-establishing ideal Vedic India. Maharishi gave all credit for everything he ever did to the world. Very good. Yes, okay. Maharishi gave all credit for everything he offered to the world to his Gurudev and to the Vedic tradition of masters. Everything he offered back. I should mention before I say the last sentence that Maharishi Vedic City is also the home in America of Maharaj Adiraj Rajaram. In fact, I showed a picture of his capital. So this is a great honor also of Maharishi Vedic City. And I also would mention that in the Golden Domes, which were created 35 years ago, there have been about 40 million hours of transcendence inside those buildings. If you walk in there, it's a very big experience. Just to walk through the door is a very big experience. So Maharishi would always say, Jai Gurudev. And when he gave his global addresses, he would first say, Yasya Nishvashitam Veda, Yo Vedebhyo Kilam Jagat, Nirmame Tam Aham Vande, Vidyatirtha Maheshwaram. Sorry for my pronunciation. And Maharishi translates those words. He always said it before he began to speak. And he said the translation is, I bow down to him who breathes out the Ved and creates the universe from it, remaining uninvolved, who is the cherished shrine of pilgrimage for all the streams of knowledge. Jai Gurudev.